Hi everybody, welcome to Ask Mark, our scuba diving Q&A, where I'm Mark, a former scuba diving instructor, do my very best to answer your scuba diving questions. So if you have any scuba diving questions, pop them down in the comment section underneath this video and use the Ask Mark hashtag in your comment to get yourself and your question featured in an up and coming video. But in the meantime, I do type out an answer in the comment section so you do get an answer and you don't have to wait for the video to come out. Today I'm answering a question from Rogier about free-flowing octos. So Rogier says, I've been enjoying your videos and learning quite a lot from them, so thank you and keep up the good work. I've got a question myself now, which I hope you can help me with. Last weekend, I went diving for the first time in almost 3 months and my octo started free-flowing as soon as it hit the water. It's an Aqualung Legend with only 20 dives on it, and it hasn't done that before. I quickly turned it over and it stopped, but as soon as I turned it back over to put the octo in the octo pocket of my BCD, it started free flowing again. I checked the venturi switch, but that was set correctly. I flipped the switch back and forth a couple of times, but to no avail. Whenever it was underwater with the mouthpiece facing upwards, it would start free flowing. I could breathe from it normally. Since it was a dive in a confined pool, I decided to just use my octo and store my primary away so I could test it again underwater. At about 5 meters depths, I tried again and it still free flowed as soon as the mouthpiece faced upwards. Only once or twice did it somehow not free flow, so I imagine something is set too lightly. I've never opened it and it's not been serviced. Do you have any idea about what the problem might be? That sounds like the problem, exactly that, is set too lightly and it has been in storage for a while. So most second stage designs don't like it when they're mouthpiece upwards, especially on the surface. When there's air inside of the second stage and the water pushing upwards on the outside, on the membrane, and they free flow. They think that you're taking a breath. So I'd pop it into my dive center and ask if they could just tweak it for me. It shouldn't take too long. But what it most likely is yeah, the seal has bedded in and you just need a bit more tension on that spring. So the way that second stages work, I just want to find one that I can pull apart. You have a membrane on the front, and whenever second stages are mouthpiece upwards, whenever you lower it into water, as soon as you get to about 1.5 inches of water, the pressure on the water pushing upwards is enough to actually open that valve. And that's as if you're inhaling to take a breath. So the second stage thinks, okay, I'm going to deliver some gas. If it happens where you take it submerged, you fill it with water gently and then do it and it still goes off, then yeah, chances are that you have a little seal on the inside here and there's a spring pushing a poppet basically against it, and it's a real balancing act, because too hard and you'd never be able to inhale, you'd never open that valve to be able to breathe, and too light and the pressure trying to get in from the hose is going to push that spring out of the way and it's just going to free flow. So if it's too light, most second stages you can see some bubbles just continually coming out because the air is coming through. And it won't matter if your venturi is switched on or off, that's for like a full-blown free flow. But a breathing adjustment knob would help too, because what these do is they basically add a bit more tension to that spring, and it just allows you to fine tune it. But in your case, all it sounds that it needs to is a little tweak, just a like quarter or a half turn on the seal on the inside, and yeah, it is probably caused by the 3 months or so I think you said in storage. That won't have helped because you have a soft squidgy sealing surface and then that seal pushing into it. The spring is pushing into that for 3 months at a time, so eventually it beds in and you get this like circle of where that sealing surface has really pushed in, and now air can actually like squeeze through that little gap. After 3 months, I don't think you need a replacement seal. I think it really is just a quick tweak just to put a bit more tension on that spring or move that sealing surface a bit closer to the seal. To just stop it basically. But yeah, most second stages don't like it when they're mouthpiece upwards, especially when it's out of your mouth, obviously, because the airflow naturally goes outwards, and it's usually a surface problem. If it's underwater and still doing it, then yeah, they just need a little tweak. It's not a hard thing to repair. Sometimes it can be a bit of a pain. It depends on the regulator design. Some first stages, if there's a problem with the first stage and the interstage pressure keeps creeping up, that can cause them to free flow. But that's normally just, you put them on a bench, you turn them on, and then they start free flowing. Whereas if it's only when you put it mouthpiece upwards, yeah, that's probably down to the that sealing surface and the adjustment on the second stage. So yeah, pop into your local dive centre and they should be able to help you. It's not really something that you should be doing yourself, adjusting them, because you can damage your regulators if you don't do it properly. It's not a particularly hard thing to adjust. It's just there can be a few like contributing factors of what's causing it. So bring your whole regulator in, explain it to the dive center, and they should be able to tweak it. It shouldn't take too long unless they're really slammed and they're really busy. They should be able to do it then and there whilst you wait. If there is a more sinister problem, then it may take them a little while. They may need replacement parts, but chances are it's just a little tweak, and yeah, they should be able to do it whilst you wait. Yeah, regulators are always a balancing act, and you're balancing the pressure coming in from the cylinder, the pressure inside of the first stage out to all of the different ports, through all the hoses as well, and then you're balancing that interstage pressure and the spring tension pushing against that, trying to keep the air from just flowing straight out to the hose, but you want it readily available for as soon as you inhale a little bit to deliver some gas. So it is a real balancing act, and it's not unusual for a second stage to vent a little bit, especially when it's mouthpiece upwards, unless it's like a side exhaust. Side exhausts are very different animals. And another way that some second stages free flow is if you're swimming directly into current, because again, that water is pushing on the purge button basically. So yeah, there's a few ways, but from what you've described, it just sounds like they just need a little bit of a tweak after the after some storage, which is not unusual this time of year. Everyone's dusting off their regulators, getting back into the scuba diving season just as it kicks off. So yeah, it is best to check over your dive equipment and yeah, get it serviced if it requires. But yeah, it's always good to have that nice like relationship with your dive center, so they can do these little tweaks here and there. Any other questions, by all means pop them down in the comment section underneath this video, and use the Ask Mark hashtag to get featured in an up and coming video. Like, subscribe, do all that YouTube stuff to the Scuba Diving Magazine channel if you're not subscribed to us, and then head over to our website scubadivingmag.com. Thank you for watching, everybody, and of course, safe diving.